Hi, guys. Sorry that was my printer. This is Allison from Alley Cat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you have yet to do so. This is a chicken warning. Chicken! Buck, buck! Chicken, chicken. Chicken, bok, bok. Hi, everybody. This is Allison from Alley Cat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe as always. Hype if you're aligned with any one of the videos that I do. Hyping helps put me in the algorithm to spread me further and further out, just like the conscious expansion that is happening currently in the theaters near you. So please hype if you have it within you and you align with my work. Please go check out my website, alisonkatz211.com. You can see paint and sip paintings, pyramids, paintings, hyper realistic portraits. I do paint and sips, craft and sips, all that stuff is there, candles. Please go check me out there. And if you're interested in anything commerce-wise, you want to purchase something, please email me or message me if you're on my social media because I do everything privately. I do appreciate it. Holidays are here and I don't have a car, so I have to figure things out to get things to people, but that's okay. Check out the bottom of this description of my video because there you're going to find links if you want to donate, if you want to help me in any way possible. All the information that's there is useful, helpful tools and stuff that can help me out. So please check that out. It doesn't take no more than a couple of seconds. Amish mindset. I have memberships. I have a 3D and 4D membership. These are beautiful ways to help the channel, to help me thrive through life and build this dream of mine into like a bigger reality. It already collapsed. It just needs to expand. You guys get special emojis when I'm doing my live chats. You get to have fun, Freya, Little Thor, and chicken emojis. I also have oracle readings 4 times a month. That's every weekend. And every weekend, you guys get amazing hour plus long oracle card readings. And I don't have that many members. So I hone in on the energies and you guys get a reading and it's spirit channeling through me so that you guys get what you might need, what you're looking forward to, things you need to heal within yourself, things to look out for in your everyday reality. So go check that out. It's worth the membership in itself. I charge $40 an hour personally. So you're getting a membership, you're getting a lot. I also have raffles every once in a while. I'm able to afford to do them because postage is really, really expensive. You guys get the opportunity to win pyramids, skulls, candles, all kinds of fun stuff that I do. If you're interested, please. That's another really great way. 3D gets 1 free entry. 4D gets 2 free entries. It's great. I also, for 4D, am working on stuff behind the scenes. I'm doing presentations, and you guys get an opportunity to work with me on these presentations. If you like them, if you don't, what you want to add in, if you don't want to add in, and obviously the decision's mine. But I like to have the interaction of my members, of the people that I care about, um, contributing their knowledge and their wisdom into what I do, because it's not a me thing, it's everybody, because we're all one. So please consider a membership. It's great. And the 2 tiers are affordable. I'm excited. I had a really rough day, but I'm not going to let that get me down because today, during one of the lives, uh, Spirit really dropped in a fun one. We had a tie. We're reading a Curtis book. It's a new one, and it's Eleanor Curtis. It's her book. It's not her husband's book. So this is going to be incredible anyway. It's for young souls. I was going to read another book from them. And we finished The Voice of Isis, which is very devastating. Please go check out my Curtis book tab on my channel. I read a lot of the Curtis books on this channel. Phenomenal work. Phenomenal work is phenomenal. And I can't wait to read this one. But you guys also got to choose. Spirit decided at the end of the day with Oracle cards. But you guys got to decide sometimes what I read next, and I give you guys a poll. So it's really fun. Join us on the lives. But this Curtis book is for young souls. This was also, I'm gonna bookmark this, that this was copywritten in 1941. So it feels very old, but it isn't necessarily old. It's the baby boomer generation. So it's very interesting for that reason. And let's begin. We're going to do the preface reason for this book. So there's a reason for it. Since there are very many inquiring minds and hearts today who cannot grasp the elaborate philosophical details of the great essentials of truth, as written for advanced students, this little volume has been put forth in simple style for young souls, whether young in years or not, who are as yet unacquainted with some of the deeper philosophical explanations and great principles and conditions of life here and hereafter, and how to apply them. It is the sincere hope of the author that through the study and through the application of the simplified information here contained, many will find real happiness as they progress upward on the path of attainment. There's a lot of goodies. So this is just a few of the books that I've read. It's just here in the book. But The Voice of Isis, one of the most, for this time, The Message of Aquaria, also for this time. If you need to know what's going on in this dichotomy, this reality, this realm of thinking, the expanded consciousness, Christ consciousness, Inner Radiance. These are the three major books. I'm still reading the Inner Radiance, but three of the major books that I highly recommend you listen to. I read The Realms of the Living Dead, which is more on the paranormal end. Coming World Changes, also another amazing book. The Key to the Universe, I think that was probably my first book that I read from them. The Key of Destiny. There's some books that I haven't read yet. The Truth About Evolution and the Bible. The Philosophy of War. The Temple of Silence. And there's some more, but those are for next time. So chapter 1, our origin. Haven't you asked yourself or someone else, where did I come from? What am I here for? How can I make the most of life? Well, it has been my privilege to find the answers to these questions and to many more, which I have come to my own mind, and I want to pass the answers on to you in as simple a form as possible. God. You know, of course, that you were created by God. Some peoples call him Allah, some Jehovah, some Ra, and still others Krishna or Buddha. But he is the one and only creator of all of us. Heaven. One day God allowed you to leave your real home, which we shall call heaven, to come to earth to be tested to see if you could live a perfect life among the material conditions and temptations of earth. Not having done so, weakness of character resulted. This made it necessary for you to come to earth time after time in order that you might learn to overcome all these weaknesses and become as perfect on the earth as you were in your home in heaven. This is like perfect. Free will, free will, free will. Gave you a present of free will. God gave you a present of free will to use for right or for wrong. When you live less than perfectly, you using it for wrong. For instance, when you are facing a choice between telling a lie or receiving punishment, if you tell the lie, you are using your free will for wrong. If you choose to stand up like a soldier and tell the truth, even though you must be punished for what you did, then you use your free will rightly and are not guilty of a weakness of character. If you make a promise and then think, oh, why bother keeping it? You are weak if you give in to such a thought. If you see that you have made a mistake in giving a promise, then ask to be released from it. Sometimes someone is asking why he cannot learn his lesson or learn to overcome his weakness in heaven instead of having to come to earth over and over. I will tell you why. There are certain temptations that can be overcome only in a physical body, such as overeating, eating wrong combinations of foods, not controlling and rightly using your creative forces of mind and body, sex, etc. Visits to Earth. Everybody must learn to overcome all of his weaknesses sooner or later. On one or another of his visits to Earth. Therefore, the longer he can stay on Earth each time he comes, the more nearly perfect he may become, the happier he will be. And the sooner he will be ready, strong, clean, honorable, unselfish, and poised enough to live in the most glorious part of heaven, where there are no more troubles and where everything is so beautiful and joyous that nobody on earth could even imagine it. Now then, so that you may learn some of your lessons or overcome your temptations and weaknesses of character as quickly as possible, I'm going to help you by giving you some suggestions gleaned from my own experiences and from those of other persons I have known. I like how that was read, like how that was delivered in little portions. It wasn't over, it wasn't under, it delivered. Wow. It's not different from half of what I at least say. I go a little bit more in depth with it, but I mean, at the crux of the base level, this is what many of us that watch me at least attune to. We know that we volunteered to come here. We know, many of us know. I can't say everybody. Many of us have done this journey over and over and over and over and over and over and over in each epoch and each instance, but we come back with an awareness that many of us have done this before. We're volunteering because we mastered it somewhere in one part of the multiverse. We already mastered all of this, and we came back with the veil dropped to do it on a clean slate, in a sense, to purge out any other lifetime that we didn't master that well. And we're doing this collaboration with all the other selves out there, merging into this body, and we're clearing it. But on a simple basis, wow, I'm already blown away. Wow. We're going to do chapter 2. The house in which you live. Since God gave you your body to live in on earth, you would no more want to allow it to be in a dirty condition than you would want your home to be dirty. You would no more want to abuse this body, house of yours, than you would want to abuse, disfigure, or burn your family home. It would be senseless to make your home uncomfortable and ugly, wouldn't it? Well, then, how much more senseless it would be to allow your body to become dirty inside or outside and thus make you uncomfortable and other people too. All right, we are agreed. Now let us see what we can do about it. Accidents. Sometimes when we do not use the best sense or the inner guidance that God gave us, for we all have a still small voice that tells us what to do, we may have what we are called accidents. It may take some time to repair the injured body, if it can be repaired at all. It may be that we must move out of our body through what is called death. We are always warned inside by this still small voice of the Christ of the possibility of an accident. But when we are in too much of a hurry, we ignore the warning and go right into the danger zone. Then we must pay for our disobedience and perhaps lose our chance for further progress in this visit to the earth, which we call an incarnation. Now, here are some dependable rules for keeping your body as it should be. Please use discernment. This was written in 1941. I don't know what it's going to say. I'm reading this with you for the very first time. So please keep in mind that there might be things that you may or may not agree with. It might not apply to modern times, or it's dietary stuff that we're moving past because healthy people do die too. We all die. Soul contracts. Skin breathing. Rule 1. Keep your body clean outside. Did you know that your skin is made up of millions of tiny cells that must breathe if you are to live in the body? Yes, this is proven to be true. Recently, a dear little girl was chosen to appear in a parade in California, and her mother, not knowing of these cells and their having to breathe, allowed her precious little daughter to be covered with glit. Don't know what that is. In just a very short while, the dear child was dead because the breathing pores were blocked. These tiny cells can be clogged from dirt, so it is necessary that you scrub. Yes, I mean scrub your body at least twice a week using warm water and soap. During the warm days of summer, you need to bathe every day. After you scrub with a brush in warm water, rinse your body with cool water so as to close the pores or skin openings temporarily and thus keep you from chilling suddenly when you leave the warm bathroom. This warm water is cleansing and the cool water is stimulating, giving you better circulation. Those who react to cold water feel wonderfully invigorated after their splash and brisk rub. In certain sanitaria, the nurses give their bed patients a good rub with a rough mitten dipped in ice water before breakfast. This acts as a good tonic. Like I said before, there is stuff that works, and there's some stuff, not everything is going to be for everybody. So just keep this as cool. Rule 2, inside cleansing. Keep your body clean inside. How do you do this? I will tell you. One way, but not a good way, is to force your bowels Oh my gosh, to empty their loads of waste matter through the regular use of strong laxatives. I am not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. I'm going to preface this it's a book. It's a suggestion. It is a perception. And I honestly, unless you're getting a colonoscopy, you got to do you and do you the best. We all got something. Um, Jesus. Soon your poor bowels become tired of being driven so hard, and when you keep giving them more and more of such sedatives, it is like wiping a tired. Oh my God. Now here's a better way. Once in a while, say once a month, it is a good idea to rid your body of its accumulated fluid poisons as well as solid waste matter by taking an Arise 3, some sort of powders 20 minutes apart. You see the sedilits, I don't know what that is. Never seen it before. Powders attract the fluid poisons from all over your body and carry them out, and you will be surprised how much fluid is thrown off through your. Then lie live on oranges and grapefruit for a couple of days. All right. So let's modernize this let's modernize this. As I'm going to be not purifying my body right now. Tobacco. All right. This is funny stuff. The next one's even worse. So let's go through it. Like skin. So yes, you should be moving your lymphatic system. You should be um I also use a specific sponge every couple of times a month to sponge my skin and to get the dead skin cells off. I know most of us, I am around children all day. I'm in the shower every day. Do I wash my hair every day? I don't. Um, but I want everybody to really realize like everybody's needs bodily are going to be different. So recommendations, move your lymphatic system. Like for women, we want to get the wrinkles gone, and even guys, like just massage your body, move through your lymphatic system. Brushing your skin does help. Okay, not everybody can handle cold water, and like from hot to cold and cold to hot. Discretion, use it very wisely. Detox baths. I put myself in the bathtub and I put pure tone Hertz, depending how I'm feeling. I pick a Hertz and I play it. It is very obnoxious, but it's very good for you. For me at least. I like it. It's a suggestion once again. Now this inside this detox your body how you see fit. I at least do 1 month on, 1 month off, and sometimes I take a break for 2 months and then my body does not do well with detoxing in terms of depends on the supplements I'm using and the stuff that I'm trying to detox for. So you got to listen to your body. That's where your intuition hits and comes in. As somebody who I have high allergies to a lot of chemicals, preservatives, and things in this world. I'm allergic to earth. A lot of people are. So you got to use the things that work best for your body. And we are all chemistry in action. Our chemistry is very unique, similar in many ways, but everybody's body functions on a chemical, alchemical level differently. You got to listen to your body. The diet you choose, the food that you consume. I YOLO once in this vehicle, this cute little patootie right here. I'm going to enjoy myself. I am not going to not have something because it's evil. It's making me happy, and for the moment, I'm okay with it. Cheers. But it's also know your health, know where you're standing. Like, should you be eating an entire cheesecake? Like, I had this conversation when my mom was alive. My mom was extremely heavy. She had a lot of thyroid issues. She had a lot of lymphedema. She had a lot of issues. But if you're not able to function, move, and do what you need to do, you need to start doing something different. And we should be getting rid of the toxins that are accumulating in our body. It does happen. Make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you're drinking mineral water, alkaline water. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you the things that I use and I swap them up. Electrolytes are great, but if you are already nourished with that, you don't need to exceed them. You got to do everything in moderation as well. But I am no medical doctor. This is entertainment purposes only, reading a book. Um, Enema. The better way to keep your body cleansed inside is to wash it. And then eat mainly fruits and vegetables, which will naturally cleanse the body and thus not leave an overdose of acid and other harmful debris. Drink vegetable juices as well as fruit juices, both freshly made. This is how you wash your body inside. Put a quart of hot water in your. We're not going there. We're not reading that. It's giving you directions. Go look up if you don't know what that first part I said, go look at what that means. We're just we're skipping that. You can go look at what that is. I personally, no. I already had to have uh tests that involved that area. No, no. And there's some very detailed. You can get this book, the PDF, if you're so far into this and love them. I love the Curtises. I'm reading as I'm okay. We're gonna pass that whole section. Clean eating. Sorry, guys. There's like I'm trying to keep my integrity and I'm trying not to have myself banned. Um, eating correct eating. Rule 3. Now that you are clean inside and out, let us learn how to build perfect bodies through proper eating, not starvation or dieting at all. Chew your food so that it will become creamy and you can also drink it. Did you know that the best taste from food comes when it is in liquid form after thoroughly chewing it? Try it and see. And here's a great discovery made by a very wise physician. Hunger and thirst are satisfied in the mouth, not in the stomach. Mastication. All right, since you are the boss, you aren't going to allow your tongue, your teeth, and your jaws to be lazy, while your stomach has to do work overtime trying to make up for their laziness, or rather, you allowing them not to do the work they otherwise would do. Then, too, there is certain work that the stomach just can't do, no matter how hard it tries, and that is the work the teeth, tongue, and saliva must do if you are to feel right. Let me show you more clearly what I mean. Breads, porridge, and other foods containing concentrated starches must be mixed with saliva in the mouth before they can be digested. Hence, much chewing must be done before such foods are fit to be swallowed and turned over to the stomach. If you want to avoid trouble, it is unwise to swallow starchy foods that are not thoroughly masticated, as it is to put water or gravel in your automobile instead of gasoline. It will just not work smoothly. Starting the day. Start the morning by thanking God for the night's rest and asking Him to guide you through the day. Then, as soon as you get out of bed, wash your mouth with salty water. Then, immediately drink a full glass of orange juice or grapefruit juice, or the juice of half a lemon in a glass of water, either hot or cold. This will help to alkalize your body and cleanse the canal that leads from your mouth through your stomach and through your bowels, and thus prepare the way for your breakfast. Some people do not want anything else for breakfast. Well, after you drink, take your bath and dress, not forgetting your prayer and a few exercises, especially stretching ones, all of which will consume about an hour when your stomach will be emptied and ready for breakfast. Someone is asking what alkalizing means. Nearly everybody has far too much acid in his or her body, and acid causes sickness. When you alkalize, you get rid of the excess acid. Breakfast. Now that you are ready for breakfast, let me suggest one or two correct ones. A dish of figs, dates, raisins with cream, or any one of such fruits with cream. Any other breakfast for active people is a crunchy cereal with figs and cream, not milk, as I will explain later. Another good breakfast for someone in a hurry is a glass of orange juice and a glass of milk. Since another is what we call a pep cocktail, and it is a glass of orange juice or grapefruit juice beaten with a little honey and nutmeg and the yolk of an egg. Personally, no. Compatible foods. Be sure to eat foods at the same meal that are friendly, compatible to one another. Oh my God. Did you know that some foods fight others? They fight. This is really, really mind-blowing. This is from 1941. So yes, I'm seeing like the Mommy Susie homemaker of 1940 talking about this. The programming, folks. Did you know that some foods fight others? Yes, you see, certain foods require one kind of stomach juice to digest them. And they do not like it when other foods come in to stop the flow of their kind of juice. When this happens, a fight starts. One kind of food will just have to be knocked out and die, lying there fermenting and giving out a bad odor, or just as things do. This makes bad breath. Now you want to know which foods are friendly to one another and which ones are enemies. All right, I will tell you. And you will learn this. You will learn one of the greatest secrets to health and strength. You will recall that I told you to drink your juice an hour before breakfast when cereals and toasts might come along. Then was because the acid of the fruits dislikes the starch of the cereal or bread. The fruit also dislikes sugar, excepting honey or maple sugar, which are natural sweets. The starch is the starch in a bread or a cereal like sugar of all kinds, but it is far better to use natural sweets, for they are neutral and do not decay your teeth or refined sugars do. I said I would tell you why you should not take milk with a starchy food, such as bread or cereal. And this is why milk is a protein, and proteins dislike starches. Now, don't you see why? When starches in your stomach are calling for their own digestive juice, they will fight when a protein enters the stomach and calls out an acid juice, which prevents the digestion of starches. Summary. Now let me sum up the food combination question using baseball language. On one side are the concentrated starches: bread, cake, pie, cookies, macaroni, spaghetti, rice, potatoes, beans, cereals, dry peas, peanuts, popcorn, pumpkin, sago, squash, tapioca, bananas, and artichokes. On the same side are the sweets: candy, ice cream, jellies, jam, preservatives, sugar, and molasses. On the other side are the proteins: cheese, egg whites, fish fowl, meat, milk, nuts, excepting almonds and cashews, which are friendly to all. On the same side as proteins are also the fruits: apples, oranges, grapefruit, cherries, lemons. But we cut out cranberries and rhubarb altogether because they are too acid for anybody, and no one would eat them without sugar, and they fight sugar to death. You asked me, what about all the vegetables and fats? Well, I'm glad to say these two classes, all the vegetables excepting dry beans and dry peas and potatoes and others mentioned under starches, as well as butter, cream, oil, and other fats, are friendly, with all other foods among themselves. Since we want to make this so easy for you that you can decide at one whether or not a meal or a combination is correct, at the end of this chapter is a chart of foods all listed in form that you can get into your mind quickly. Study this carefully because I'm going to test you pretty soon to see how quickly you can answer me correctly. See if I could catch you. Then you know you're trying your parents or friends who are interested in becoming healthy, strong, and youthful. Before I ask you these questions, let me suggest that you learn the classes of foods, putting one class on each of the fingers of one hand like this. Let the thumb represent the starches because it is stout and starches make people stout. The pointer or first finger is the sugars. The middle finger is the vegetables and the fats. The ring finger is the protein. The little finger is the fruit or acid finger. Now notice that your two fingers, the S's, are together because they are friendly. Then notice that your tall finger is named fats and vegetables, fat vegetable, and stands in the middle because he is friendly to all, a go-between. Then proteins and acids are together because they are friendly toward one another. We are keeping the starches and the sugars away from the acids, the proteins because they are enemies. We place the big fat vegetable as a policeman between them so that it keeps them apart. Questions. Now see if I can catch you. Is a meat sandwich all right for health? If not, why not? Is apple pie all right? If not, why not? After eating meat at a meal, should you eat ice cream and cake for dessert? If not, why not? Is it all right to have fruit and bread at the same meal? If not, why not? Are steak and French fried potatoes compatible? Do spaghetti and tomatoes go together all right? If not, why not? If not, why not? What kind of sandwiches are correct? Make an ideal menu for breakfast, luncheon, and for dinner. Will you write me your answers? I will take them to correct and mark them. Food proportions. This is going to be different for everybody. Always see that your foods for the day are chosen this way: 80% from the fruits and vegetables and 20% from other lists. You see, most sickness comes from eating too much starches, sweets, and fats and proteins, for these cause acidity. Then, too, as we said before, it is fruits and vegetables that tend to keep your bowels open and free from constipation. Excitement or anger. Never eat when you are excited or nervous or angry, because at such times your saliva glands and your stomach glands are inactive, and as a result, your food just lies in your stomach and ferments. Your blood, not knowing any better, takes up the products of fermented matter and distributes them all around your body. No wonder why you have headaches and feel sick at your stomach. If you feel you must have something, then just take a glass of fruit juice, adding, if you wish, a glass of milk. Remember that fruit, especially orange juice, should be taken with milk, as to counteract the tendency of the milk to form mucus in your body. An adult does not need milk as his bones are formed. Allison's neutral on these topics, because I think everybody has a different dichotomy of what they eat and choose to eat. Body temples. You have been receiving in these rules some exact ways of keeping yourself fit and for making your body clean temple for God to dwell in. You know the Bible says, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of the living God?" Knowing this, you would no more want to have your body temple unclean than you would want company to visit your home when it was unclean and in a disorderly condition. Habit. I heard one person say, "Oh, it is too much trouble to live that way." What would you answer? My answer is that it is easier to live the right way than the wrong way. It is cheaper too, because you save on doctor bills when you live right. When you form the habit of living clean and right, you will never want to live any other way, because you will be so full of life and joy that you would shudder at the thought of being dirty inside and used to be. Doubters. You may say, "I can eat anything. I wouldn't know I had a stomach. I feel wonderful." That may be well. However, if you had heard the cries of regret we have heard from people who used to talk that way, you would be very glad when we tell you that every time you eat wrongly, you are accumulating more and more waste matter in the cells of your body, until someday, when nature cannot stand anymore, you will suddenly collapse and either pass away on or perhaps have some incurable disease. You who are wise have taken warning. Now that you have been taught how to deal with your body, if through practice you have a keen mind and happy thoughts, you are ready to proceed to the next chapter. If any of you have not practiced what has been given in this chapter, your brains may have been laden with waste matter that you could not clearly understand just what we are going to give you. Therefore, do not try the next work until you have mastered your body lessons. Note, all the above instructions are given with the approval of Dr. F. Homer Curtis. Those who are under our direct care receive full and accurate diagnosis and also personal dietetic, radionic, medical, and psychoanalytical treatment. And I'm going to share the screen on this interesting chart they have here. So if you're interested, you can stop this, you can pause. I will share also this page. We're going to leave it there today. This is interesting. And once again, I'm not here to suggest this or not. In my own personal experience, let's get real here. Growing up, I have a lot of food allergies. I have a lot of chemical allergies. So a lot of the things that were supposed to be good for me and like the balanced diet, I couldn't eat because I will die. You got to take everything with a bit of discernment and what is best for you. I am no doctor. I'm no dietitian. I do what suits my body best. And sometimes it costs more money to eat healthy in this modern age than it did back in the time of this writing. Also, from a lot of people who have done a lot of studies in the last 20 years, even if you're eating fruits and vegetables, you got to eat more fruits and vegetables to get the equivalent of the one orange in 1950 had enough vitamins and supplements in that one orange that you need 7 of those oranges today to get the same amount of nutrients in one. It depends what part of the world you're in and what's going on alchemically in the soil. But the nutrients in our soil systems in America and other countries have been very heavily depleted with nonsense. This is not something that's a conspiracy or farce. I truly believe that. It's why the supplement system is millions of dollars taking in each year. It's why you see so many people doing these, take this pill and take this thing. It's not because the food isn't good. It's just the nutrients in the food isn't really doing much for you. You need to supplement it because there's not enough in the food in itself. Besides protein, I would say protein, animal proteins, and even some other proteins have enough protein material, but there's a lot of things in our vitamin systems, in the even in the vegetables, the fruits, the nuts, and all the things that we take in. We're reading from 1941. We're not reading from 20, almost 26, where things are the economy, the agriculture has taken a huge hit in terms of the soil. Sure, you can grow a lot of good stuff, but is it rich in nutrients? Unless you have a chemistry set and you know how to do and take in the nutrients of what you are producing, it is very hard to know what you're actually taking in every day beside empty calories and not enough nutrients for your system. So just be mindful that what has been written was from a time where the living program and narrative was very much like Susie Homemaker is baking the ham. And here's all the things that you're going to put with it. Our food pyramids have always been messed up. Always. Uh, the quality of our food has been downhill since. It doesn't matter if you're a vegetarian, a vegan, a meat eater, it doesn't matter. You're going to do what's best for your vehicle. Quo and other people who have channeled such information, there is no right or wrong. You have to determine what that right or wrong is for you. You have to experiment. I've had to do reductionist diets. I've had to do a lot of different types of detoxing and introducing different foods to see what was triggering my inflammation, my pain, my discomfort. What triggers me in foods and my allergies that I can't have, and what can I substitute it with? The prices of things. We want a clean body, but there is not really obtainable food that is pure, that is obtainable for all people, because there are people that, unfortunately, when you go to these food banks, I've been to them, they're giving you nothing but processed nonsense and crap, right? But if that's all you have to nourish your system, you're going to eat it because you're hungry. Tomatoes and pasta, that's an Italian staple. Is it good for you? Probably not. But you got to do what's best suited for your body, what's best suited for your practices each and every day. And what she wrote is her perspective and her opinion. It isn't an end all be all. So please, anybody that takes this literally or wants to try it, go for you, go you go. Um, there is myths in the spiritual realm that you have to have a specific diet or a specific, if you want your pineal gland to open up, you have to do this and that and the other thing. Just do you authentically. I'm sick and tired of the fighting. It's separation, and we're not here to do that. Your contract with your soul, your higher self, and even the universe, if you're I will make a mention of this only because I think it's purposeful in this piece. Back in my teens and 20s, I experimented with a lot of things that were very not okay, right? I won't mention them. But and it wasn't because I was addicted. I just wanted experiences. I was trying to numb myself out. And one day I woke up and universe decided I didn't need that stuff anymore, and I have to confront my trauma, my pain, and my suffering. And that's when the shadow work happened and the collapse of self happened early on in my life. But I woke up one day not wanting it, not even th like having an inkling of a want. Like people who are like addicted to things. I was on painkillers for my arthritis for a long time. But I stopped without having a withdrawal, without having a need to have. Yeah, sure. Do I need aspirin every once in a while because I'm in pain and needs to I can't function without something helping me. As much as I try to do the natural, and I have been doing the supplements and other things, castor oil in the belly button, stuff of that nature, not that some of that stuff takes a lot longer to kick in than unfortunately a chemical. I'm not here to judge you, and you should not be judging anybody else for the things that they choose. Don't separate yourselves. Everybody functions and their body chemistry acts differently to different things. Who are you to be the judge? Just don't impose it on other people. She's just giving you a method and a reason. Back in that time, you saw all these housewives with these beautiful little like outfits with the heels on, looking all dolled up in the kitchen, making all kinds of stuff. We've seen that vintage stuff. It worked back then. It's not today. So take today's standards and move forward with it. Do you, boo? Go out there and enjoy life. Just do it in moderation. And, if I could eat healthier, I would. I can't afford it. Everything that is in my price range is junk. I'm also, you know, uh, they're not talking about the phases of life either. Men and females have different body changes throughout their lives. Not many people talk about that stuff now. Like the menopause thing is like hitting a lot of women my age earlier. A lot of people are like, you're too young for that, but I'm in it. So tell me otherwise. Um, a lot of conversation can be had from this section, but if you want the full reading, uh, and you want to read some of the stuff I skipped, just for YouTube purposes, procedurally, there's things in there that I just don't feel comfortable like projecting or reading on live, like on a video, because you can look up what an enema is, and if you're somebody that likes to do that stuff, cool, good for you. Not everybody's comfortable with that, and I don't know how appropriate it is to be reading it. So sorry I left that out, but you can find this book on their website. There's a PDF version. Read it. Doesn't harm anybody. Um, so yeah. Just an interesting one, to say the least. I don't know what time I'm going live tomorrow. I'm going to try to get some kind of car service to the post office tomorrow after work. Um, we'll see how that pans out because we don't know what the weather's looking like right now. It keeps changing hour by hour. We're supposed to get a snowstorm. But it's not even the snow that bothers me as much as how cold it's gonna get. I don't know when that gonna get the black ice and all that stuff happens. And it gets, especially when there's storms, it gets really dark really quick. So I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I have to play it by the moment and see what I'm comfortable doing. Um, but I will be live tomorrow for Friday Night Live at some point. Stay tuned. Make sure you ring the icon little bell that tells you when I'm going to go live. It doesn't always work all the time. So just keep on my social medias. I have a Facebook, I have a business page, and then I have my private page. Just message me, hey, I saw your YouTube and I don't post much personal stuff on my Facebook. It's all beautiful spiritual stuff on there. So go check out that stuff. Just message me if you would like to be a friend. Um, I'm on Telegram. I do post on Twitter and or X or and a couple of other spots. I don't really update those as often, but they're there to reach more of an audience. But just tune in, and if you guys want to hype, please leave me some comments. Please don't forget to like. it helps. I'm seeing a lot of growth from little Thor and Freya as they bring me so much joy in this world. But thank you everybody for the support, the help, the love, the light that you have been pouring into me. Um, it gives me faith and motivation to keep pushing forward in a very, very collapsing, devastating, trying to keep my head on my shoulders time. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulders, be the lighthouse, sprinkle and seed your truths, light that path forward. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.